Welcome back to another episode of Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today we're sitting down with birth mother Kristen, who's going to share a little bit about her story. Hi, Kristen.
Hey.
Thank you so much for being here and being brave enough to share your story with people.
Of course.
So I know you have previously chatted about the fact that you've placed a child for adoption through our agency.
Yes.
What year was that?
2017.
Okay.
It was in March of 2017. He'll be 3 very soon.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
And tell me a little bit about your relationship with the adoptive family and what type of openness you have.
We have a very not common, super open adoption. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I see pictures of my son literally every single day. We have visits at least 4 times a year, if not more, depending on like kids' birthdays and stuff like that. They come to my daughter's birthdays all the time.
Great.
Every time.
So everything's going smoothly for that open adoption. Okay.
For the most part.
So take me back to, I think it was actually this time or maybe a little bit before last year when you suddenly found out that
I was pregnant again.
You were pregnant again. So at that point you were parenting 2 children and you had placed 1 child for adoption and you were pregnant now with your 4th child. What was your experience finding out you were pregnant and what did you do?
It was petrifying, and I called you. You were the first person I told other than my sister. I hadn't even told my mom yet. It was very scary and not expected. The relationship with the father was kind of abusive and toxic would be a good word for that. So when I say that it was petrifying in every sense of the word. Not to mention, my parents are not his greatest fans, so that made it even harder, because then obviously they're not going to want me to have a child by somebody that they don't approve of. So it was scary. It was very scary.
Yeah, I remember we met for coffee and we were sitting down kind of talking through all your options of what you would do. What ultimately led you in the direction of adoption?
Oh, I knew. Okay. As soon as I took the test and found out I was pregnant, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Okay. However, this time around, it was a little bit different because while me and the father of the child's relationship was toxic, he was present. When I placed my son 3 years ago, the father was not present and he couldn't care less what I did or when I did it or how I did it. So that was something that I wasn't even sure how to go about handling. I didn't even know how to approach him with it. It was brand new all over again because he was involved and I hadn't dealt with that before. Yeah.
I know oftentimes people disregard birth fathers and their piece to the puzzle. And for you, the birth father to your child ultimately wanted to parent and was not in support of your adoption plan.
Yeah, he wanted to parent.
Yeah. So you went through your whole pregnancy
planning to do adoption. Begging you to let me pick a family and move forward with making our plan. And the father stayed MIA, just completely hidden for most of my pregnancy. And then towards the end is when he decided to pop up and speak his mind.
Yeah, and I remember we all sat together and we met and he voiced his opinions on why he felt adoption was not the right option for him. When you ultimately decided to change your mind and parent, how did that feel for you?
Well, it happened when I went in. I think it was like the week before I gave birth to my son. And so I had nothing for my son. I didn't even have a car seat yet. Yeah. So the week before I gave birth to him, it was just laid out. He said his final answer was no, and he's not okay with it. He will not sign off on the papers. So at that point, I was faced with the decision of I can try and fight that, which is a battle that could go on for who knows how long, and my kid would be placed with the state in the meantime, or I could just let the father have him, which I wasn't okay with that either. So, you know, it wasn't ideal at all.
And during that time period, did you still feel like you were receiving support from Adoptions from the Heart?
From you guys, yes, it never stopped.
Okay. Even
when I fell back a little bit, you made sure I knew that you were there, and I had you there if I needed you to talk or to go out for coffee, whatever the case may be. But I stepped back for like a week, pretty much when I gave birth to him, mainly just because I did not want the father involved with the actual birth, because, I mean, let's be real, when you're in labor, you don't need extra stress, right? So I wanted it to be calm and peaceful. So I just kind of, literally the only people I talked to was my mom and my sister.
Yeah, but there was never any pressure, never any feelings from you of like, you had to do this, you had to do that. You received support regardless.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, and ultimately now, are you happy and content with your decision?
Oh yes, I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, it's my baby. He's almost 4 months old, and he's perfect and is starting to look more like his mother, which makes me very happy.
So things ultimately went the way they were supposed to go.
Yes, and I had a lot of people reach out, made donations to me for my son with clothes and swings and the whole nine, so it wasn't even just you guys, but because of kind of getting known through our support group, I had a lot of people reach out to me and offer help.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm so happy for you and your family, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Yep.